Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Norland. This is a very interesting early access game that is, the best way I could describe it is Crusader Kings meets Rimworld meets, I guess, a combination of The Sims. It's just a really interesting blend, but let's just dive into this game today, starting a brand new playthrough. I actually haven't played but a handful of hours of this game just to kind of get through the tutorial phase. So really this series will be going through the first steps of this game all together. So if you're a newcomer to Norland, welcome. If you're a veteran player of this game and already spent a ton of time with it, I would appreciate any feedback, tips, suggestions down below in the comments. But here we go. You can start with the family members. You can do 2 brothers and a wife, husband, wife, child, 2 sisters and a son, 2 brothers, 3 sisters, father and daughters. I think 2 brothers and a wife sounds interesting. So you can see we have Borodver, names I can't pronounce, and I'd be spitting all over my microphone trying to roll the tongue to do it. So we may rename some of these people. You can see this right here is basically their clan they belong to, or I guess, you know, their type of, so Varn, Caden, Tanaya, and Maka. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll stay with Varn. Varn, you see here, native inhabitants of central Norland. They value peace. Their xenophobia is Caden, so they don't like Caden, I guess. They are good at rutabaga fields, pig farms, and herbalist, and their knowledge is nature. So each of these starting, I guess, civilizations has specialties. So you can see, like, the Caden are really good with strength, weapons, foraging, archery, military. Tanaya is really good with bureaucracy, religion, things of that nature. Maka is good at textbooks, potions, trade, things of that nature. So we'll stay with Varn. Seems very beginner friendly to me. I'm gonna roll this character because I do know for sure I need a character that's got pretty good management. I think right here, this is perfect. This guy's good at trade. He's good at management. He's not the best with combat and all that kind of stuff, but we're going to rename this individual and we're going to name him, let's see here. Let's go with, like, he's 35 years old. It's a little bit old. That's okay, though. He is going to be the king over the land, the manor lord, if you will. We're just going to go with something that's is easier to say. So we're going to call him, okay, I don't know what to name this guy. Charles. All right, his name's Charles. Okay, now the spouse of Charles is this individual, 23 years old, really good at intelligence, pretty good teaching as well. I'm gonna re-roll her a few times. So really good management and trade. It's not bad, but I don't need 2 of the same. I wouldn't mind having a secondary character good with management though. But we're gonna see here. So intelligence and teaching for our wife here, 38 years old. Let's make her a little younger if we can get a younger roll. Combat. Keep rolling, keep rolling. I want to get somebody that's good with teaching and intelligence again. That'd be excellent. Management, not bad here. So this one right here is not bad. Trusa, 21 years old, pretty good intelligence, pretty decent teaching as well. Trusa. So that's not bad. And then the brother here. The brother's got good management and trade, just like Charles does. So I'd like that to be a little bit different. I'd like good management and combat or something of that nature. So this is management and trade. Combat and command is nice for this guy. Trade and management, I think they tie hand in hand together. That's what it sounds like anyways to me. Management, trade, management, teaching, intelligence. Teaching and intelligence. Trade and intelligence. Okay. I guess we're going to have this guy lean towards management and intelligence or combat. You know what? I'm actually okay with this. I just want it a little higher. So management, trade. That's not bad, actually. And we're going to have the brother. We're going to name the brother. Let's go get him a different name, shall we? So the brother, we have Charles. And then what would be a good brother? So let's see. What's Magneto's name? Eric? Eric, right? I'm thinking of X-Men in my head right now. So I have Charles and Eric, and the wife of Charles is Trusa. I think that could be fun. I think that could be pretty fun. So we got some people that are decent at a bunch of different things. Charles here, his character traits, he's resistance to addictions, but he is nervous, so he could have nervous breakdowns. Trusa here is resistance to addictions, but she has difficult childbirthing. That could be a bad thing potentially, because that can lead to miscarriages and stuff, which could make it difficult for us to bear children and grow the kingdom, because this game is also about growing your kingdom, your family lineage, and so forth. So I may change that right now and do something, you know, like cynical or envious, nervous. I'll just go with nervous just for the sake of it. This person here is beautiful and a gambling addict. Interesting. I think we can roll with that. All right, so let's go with that. Overall skills, you can see kind of our overall skills as a group. We got a 35-year-old, 21-year-old, and a 35-year-old. The brothers are twins, I suppose. Now, you do get to pick and choose where you want to start your land. Now, you could choose your starting province here. So if I go back here, let's see here. The easy spot right here, this is kind of like a beginner level where they like for you to start. You got Silverhaven as well. It's got good wood. It's got good iron. It's got good for different couple things here. This has got a little bit of everything. We're just going to go with that. Okay, so you can see this. Our province, it's independent currently. Sparksville is going to be the name of it. I'm going to name it Gobotchville, just because, you know, Gobotch. All right, so our first village, we are focusing on rye. Second village will be on wood. We're going to randomize the banner. And let's see something that we like here. The crow's kind of nice. I actually kind of dig it. We'll stick with it. May change the pattern a little bit to have something different, like a crosshatch like this. I think that's fine. All right, so we have Gobotchville set up. So now we get to choose our game parameters. Now, for us doing our first series here, I don't want to have the Unholy Horde on. This is a formidable crisis that basically will start up in the far up here north, and it'll work its way down all the way across the land, kind of like an unholy horde. It's the only thing you can call it. It's a horde of enemies. It's going to come after you and attack, slowly taking over the whole land. I'm going to turn that off so we can focus more on the diplomacy between all the different kingdoms out here. We're going to have no scenario on. We're not going to do any modifiers, and we're going to go normal gameplay, which means it's a balanced experience. That will have challenges and things that are going to happen, so we can potentially be attacked. So it's going to be interesting trying normal. Okay, we're going to try normal. We're going to do 2,000 gold. We're going to see how it goes. Okay, now we're going to skip the intro cutscene. Basically just setting up the lay of the land. So this is a medieval type world we're going to be in, obviously. All right, and here we are. As the beginning of the story, the year is 2898 since the creation of the world. 200 years have passed since the Great Crimson Empire perished in the flames of the religious war. It's now former provinces with barbaric kingdoms and the Church of Mother Sophia. While the Holy Prophet seeks the impending end of the world, in one small kingdom, a dream of new birth of empires taking form. And that, of course, is our kingdom. So here's our nice little land here. You can see, if I go to world, you can see where we kind of are amidst Treewood. We have Great Mist, Dusk Valley, Wind Peak, Moon Lake, Enchantment, Stardale, and so forth, that we all see all around us. Eventually, we can interact with them. As it stands, we have Charles here, Eric, and Trusa. We have 7 peasants currently living amongst us here in the dormitories. So what we need to do on the outset here is determine, you know, these are 3 manor houses. I'm actually going to move these a little bit just so we have a little bit better of a situation. Now, unfortunately, you do use wood to do this. But I'm just setting these up so they're all nice and neat in a row. Also going to move our market to be centered there as well. So we need to look here at our land. You can see here in our land we have some this is fertile land that we can use for farming. We have mines over here, more land for farming over here. There's another mine right there, so that's not bad at all. So let's go ahead and get things situated. First thing we're going to focus on is our lumber mill. So we need to probably set up 2 of these from the onset here. And I'm just going to put one right here and probably another one a little further south. Let's say here. So two lands, and we'll also set up a rutabaga farm. These are basically the most disgusting food we can produce at this point. We currently start with 100 rutabaga, 200 flour, 100 beer, 5 medical solves, and these other various resources. So these rutabaga fields, I don't want them to be the most fertile things we can have. I'll probably set this one up so it's slightly taking up some space here, but it's not hard to grow rutabaga. It's just not something I want to focus on the most right now. So I'm going to set it up more so here, probably, because that would allow me to do one. So yeah, we'll do, just trying to see what will allow me to do 100 here. So we'll do something like this. We'll put it up here. It's 77 fertility. That's not bad. We'll set that up. We can also eventually set up a brewery here that we can use rutabaga to make beer and moonshine that we can use for trade, also for our villagers. So I'm going to get that set up as well. Probably will set that brewery up right about here near the market. And so you can see here, these are your finances here. It shows that currently our peasants are getting paid $5 or coin each, and our warriors as well. I'm actually going to bump that up a little bit, and you can see what we're charging for each thing here. So we're going to say rutabaga, make that go up a little bit. Beer, I'm going to make that go up a little bit. Moonshine, I'll make it go up a little bit as well. Now, you can see how much people have on money. So if I look at Charles here, shows in his inventory, if you'll let me look at it here, he has 10 holy rings. Those are used as things people can basically hand out. So you can see here, people are going out and about. They have their money, their food, and everything else. They're going to get orders here to go and kind of get things situated. So here's our normal people. They're rich right now. They have 16 gold to start with. Most of these people, this guy's 12, 15, 12. So these people have quite a bit of money right now, which is why for our food, our expenses, they're going to get paid 6 as they go daily and whatnot. As you see, the average wealth right now is 14. And we have enough food for everybody and alcohol for everybody. So I'm going to make it a little bit more expensive to be able to get the rutabaga, the beer, mainly because I don't want the beer to be something that's bought by the average folk because it fulfills more needs. I'd rather them be getting the moonshine. So we're going to make that a little bit more expensive for the time being. And right now they're going to go out and they're going to build. Okay, so we've set forth everything kind of in motion to get 2 lumber mills built, the brewery built, and a rutabaga field as well. Now, obviously, we don't have the production to be able to make hop fields and rye fields. That will come through what's called the knowledge tree here. Knowledge is gained through people doing research. We can have people learn that on their own right now, or we can buy books from a trader that will allow us to do this. So basically to learn things faster. And you can see on each of these people we have here, like, our best person when it comes to intelligence is going to be Trusa, the wife. She has 7 intelligence, so she's going to be better when it comes to learning. So that's something we're going to be obviously keeping an eye on here. So let's go ahead and build out a road as well while we're out doing this. Roads. Oh, let's do a little bit better at this, Skillbotch. So roads. If I can build here. I don't think I'm building very efficiently right now. Hold shift, right? That's what it said. Hold shift for straight lines. These will make everybody move twice as fast. So I'm just going to set up these roads as best I can so people can get moving from point A to point B fairly efficiently without too much problem. Okay. I'm not going to set it up around the whole village necessarily yet, but just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now you see here we've built our first one. It's awaiting order. So I need to appoint a manager to be able to start work there. So our best 2, we have 2 people here that can do 10. I will go ahead and put Charles on this, and now he will assign somebody to start working. He'll give instructions to tell people to start doing work. Currently see here it is 1 out of 1 workers. I can change that as I see fit. Other people here are awaiting work. It's okay. This person's going over here to start construction. Very nice. I may continue to do some more roads over here just to keep things speedy as best we can. Let's go ahead and build that out. And then build that out. And that's good. And then the farm here. We'll build that directly out here. So that does use a little bit of money early on, but is at the end of the world for me. Not necessarily. And here you see Charles. He's giving directions. He's talking to his people. Our workers are trying to get instructions. As now we will have a worker here to begin. Get told Zoritsa here. She is a lumberjack. So she will... They're spreading rumors, it says right now. That's not a great thing. And you can see where I was talking about the Sims. You see how they have a green aura around their outside kind of avatar? So you can go here and see their needs. And you see their mood. You want to keep that high. They have to fulfill their piety, their sex, rest, food, and sleep. You can see their thoughts. So right now, mild loneliness is a -4. The reason for that is they need to fornicate, I suppose, is what we'll say. This game does have some mature elements to it. They're talking about the king here, Charles. So my wife is gossiping, spreading rumors. Don't know if that's a good thing. We'll see what that becomes. So they do have some... they have some independence. They're able to do things on their own. You can kind of help steer them in particular directions if you choose. But right now, currently trying to get things built out here. This is about to get constructed. Beautiful. And we will tell Eric to manage this one and get workers working and starting to bring in more wood for us. The farm is the next piece here. We'll go ahead and get that going here very, very soon. And then lastly is going to be 20 wood for the brewery. Now, once we do that, the brewery, we'll be able to start making moonshine out of rutabaga. But until then, we can't mess with this production. You see the production right now is empty. We have our stats. You can look at your military. You can look at your dynasty. So your family, your heritage. We already showed the knowledge a little bit. And this is trade, which currently there is no trade since we haven't interacted with anybody yet. So we're going to speed it up a smidge here just to make things go a little bit quicker. You see out here, you got Zorista out there working, cutting down trees, doing their thing for us here. I may look, so here you see we can get a tavern. That is where alcohol will be sold. So we probably want that to be somewhat close here to the market and close to your brewery, just for the sake of keeping everything all in one nice, easy spot, correct? So we're going to go ahead and build that. Oop, nope, that's terrible. Let's remove those roads. That is awful. I got to remember to keep shift on. Shift basically keeps it so everything's in a straight line. So we're going to have that go down like that. That's beautiful. Have that come out a little bit, and now that will connect. Very nice. At some point, I may have to actually make one more road here, just go across so it's connecting. And then remove these two. Okay, there we go. So that should be setting us up pretty nicely. Housing, so if we ever add another lord, we can build a lord's house. If we ever have more, currently this dormitory fits 10 residents. You can see the 10 residents that are the 7 residents currently residing within. Once that is filled up and people will move in, we'll need to build more dormitories so there's not an issue with homelessness. There is decor, of course, and all that like. There is a altar, which we need for piety's sake. That is so people can worship. So it is probably in our best interest to build this as well so people can worship. That fulfills their piety. And then you also have a warehouse that is for storing our resources, distributing wages, all of that kind of stuff. So we'll build the warehouse right here as well. So kind of get everything kind of situated early on, get everything going and building. We have our lumberjacks working out here doing their thing. And now the rutabaga fields are out here as well. So we're going to get Eric started over here on the rutabaga fields, giving instructions. That will have 3 workers. We currently have 0 out of 3 for that. But Eric has yet to give instructions on that, but he is currently on his way. And that will begin that. So he'll get some of these workers as you see here, the day has concluded, our first day. I'm actually, for the sake of this, I don't do military time on this, so I'm actually going to see if it allows me to change the time. And I don't see anything in the settings that allows me to change that to military time. So it's 1805. It's okay. It is what it is. I guess I'll figure that out at some point. I'm sure that's something they'll add into the game at some point. Eric's getting some people instructed over here. Currently, it's not full. You can see here, from here, it is a 38-minute walk to the warehouse, which is going to be right here. So that's why roads are important. That way it's quicker for people to, the logistics of everything here. So once the day is done, the work day is over, people will go do what Charles and Trusa are doing. You can see that up here. It says they're on a date. That's what that means. But that's a good thing. That fulfills happiness, makes them happy. And here are our new people coming in with the trader. The trader is bringing in new people to live here. So now we have 11 individuals. So now, technically, we do need a new dormitory. So we can build that dormitory slightly off here, right next to it. Build that out. And now we'll have more space for people to live. With a trader, here's the very nice thing. You can click on this. You can go to trade. I can trade with Charles. Since Charles is, well, he's done now with his deed. Since he's done, we're going to go have him interact with the trader. And we're going to see if we can purchase a book that we can start to make fields to be able to make our beer. So here come our new individuals. They're going to come be dropped off. And they're going to be doing their thing. So the trader here, the free lord, is waiting to be hired. So Rataboy here can be hired. So here we go. I'm going to actually buy 5 rings from him. So we have 25 rings. These, again, are used for distribution. Basically, they'll help. People like holy rings for their piety. So people use these as like a gift. So I'm going to buy 5 of those. And then I'm going to look at a... Oh, man, he doesn't have a book currently for our fields we want. So I guess right now, technically, I can do the... I'll get him the book on the temple. Flavor for ale is not bad, but I don't think we can make that really right now. So that's all we're going to do right now. I'll leave the rest of that alone. And I'm not going to hire Rataboy yet. He's not bad. He does have decent management and trade, but nothing... If he was military, I'd probably get him in here, but he doesn't have good military, so... and Trusa is pregnant with our child. So Charles, the king here, has impregnated Trusa. Now, Trusa, you can see here, the state is expecting a child. Initially, this causes nausea, slowed walking. And it says the birth of a new life is expected in 71.2 hours in game time. So that means very soon we'll have a Charles and Trusa's firstborn child, and it does matter whether or not it is a male or female, due to how, of course, the rule of the law in the land was back then. Obviously, if we have a new male, he can become a future king. If we have a girl, a young girl, she could be married off to one of the other king's children around here to, of course, grow our kingdoms and our royal families. So all of that is here in play in this game. It's really interesting. So they're here, they're doing their thing, they're talking, they're discussing. Charles is drinking a beer in company, as is Trusa, and Eric is divining with bones. Okay. Where is Eric? He's over here. Okay. Going to play dice now. So he's a gambler. So he's going to go over here and try to play dice somewhere. That is one of his issues, his vices, if you will. We got to keep an eye on the gambling aspects of that. Now, here at the brewery, that is not yet built. We do have some people. We have 2 workers here working on this. I want it to be 3, but that's going to have to come the next day. 1 worker there at the lumber mill is fine. 1 worker there is fine. Once we unlock it, we are going to need to get a hop field. That's going to be necessary for us, but currently we do not have the means for that. Build a library. Okay, so we need to build a library soon. We can't build a library. We can. We have enough. We may do that. We may get that library built now. Hmm. Let's see here. Where do I want to build a library? Maybe build it right here, like right over here by this dormitory. So we'll do that. Build this library out right here. All right, that'll do fine for us. So again, none of that's going to take place right now. It is the evening hours. Everybody is off work. They're coming in here to get food. Economic report. You see, we lost $766 that day. We paid $66 in wages. We have insufficient workers currently at the Rutabaga Fields. And who's sick over here? Is that her? She is. She's intoxicated. You're pregnant and you're intoxicated. That's great. So she's puking everywhere. Oh gosh, things are not going well for her to start. In that regard, Charles shared an antidote with Eric. Interesting. So what is he sharing? So you got to keep track of all these things because you don't want people betraying your town, and that can happen potentially. Now, looking at the financial side of things. Again, I am keeping an eye on how much we're charging. The beer, I'm going to make it go up more. I'll charge more for the moonshine as well. Rutabaga, we're good. Just keeping that at 5. That's what everybody's going to have to eat anyways. Okay, and let's go ahead and get through the night. Nothing productive happens at night outside of the politics of the game, people's relationships and all. So it is midnight. People are going to go to their beds. They're going to begin as the trader takes off with some people. We have 11 peasants now. Unfortunately, some of these people are homeless. One person will be homeless, that is. This individual, Tamara, unfortunately, she will be sleeping wherever. It's just, again, tomorrow, hopefully we can get that built, have a new dormitory built out, and you won't have to sleep on the ground. These people are waking up a little bit early, so she's going to go in there and grab that empty bed to sleep. Yep. These people are up and about, so some night owls. Hopefully they're not up to any crime. Looks like Hayden wants to... Oh, he's sleeping on the ground. Unfortunate for him. So we do have a few people that don't have anywhere to go. Brother Boy's still here. We're not going to mess with him. I don't want to hire him on. Let's go ahead and get to the next morning. And that way we can get things started to get building. And also get some work going. And hopefully make a profit on this next day. Because, again, we're spending some money up front trying to get the lay of the land situated. We need to start making some money as this next day goes forth, right? So it is the next morning. People are starting to get up and about as it's 7 a.m. Or about to be 7 a.m. And that will begin the day as Eric and Charles will head in. They'll go in here, have their discussion, their breakfast, whatever they're doing. They're going to talk about what's going down. They're inspired. That means all their skills are increased. So the brothers get along quite well. But once they're done with this, they will... What's going on here? Yeah, so of course I know this. Alcohol, we got to make it, but we don't have any workers there. So people are going to get going. It needs to build a library. That, as soon as this is finished, will be the next thing. I'm going to let this brewery get done first. Then and then actually this tavern probably. So let's have Charles do that. Build this first. And then we'll do the library second. So Charles is going to go give orders over here at the brewery. And that's where we can produce all of our beer, moonshine, and the like. So now if I go to production here, the production tab, I can tell them to make moonshine until we have 100. I'm just going to say 100 beer, 100 moonshine. And we'll make that much at all times. We'll have that much on our hands. And then that is made out of rutabaga, which is, again, also a type of food we use. We have the altar being constructed right now, which I didn't tell them to build. I want them to build the tavern right now. It is what it is, though. I still need more workers here. Come on, people. I need people to work here on this. That's got 1 out of 1. That's great. I just noticed I have a road that's not connected here. Now what's this? A king's ambition. So this is where we decide what our kings, what's important to him. Being fertile, having lots of people, conqueror, taking over lands, unifier, having provinces join together, or economics, making money. I'm going to say fertility. The more population, the better strength. So I want to have a big kingdom. And it's also good for your first introductory into the game. And you can see that here at King's Ambitions. We are currently 26% of the way towards 54 people living in our first kingdom here. And we're going to have a coronation coming up here, taking place in the reign as well. So go ahead and get the day continue to roll on here. We have them working on the tavern, just what we wanted to see. We want that tavern constructed. I need people working here. Okay. I'm going to set that as a priority. I need the Rutabaga field to have workers. So I need that to stay as a constant for us if we can help it. I need workers working and growing the Rutabaga for us at all times. So we have that going now. We have the tavern being constructed. The coronation's about to take place here. People are doing their thing. So now that is done. Okay, that is done. So now, here, we can sell our beer and our moonshine. We currently have 94 beer that, again, for us right now, financially, is going to cost people 8 to buy. Okay, price per units. We have 10. We'll just say that right now. Moonshine, we're going to charge 5 per. Rutabaga is going to cost 5 per as well. Why is that set at 10? I don't know. I'm going to leave it be. I don't want to screw something up. So the Rutabaga is completely wiped out now because we turned it all into moonshine. So we need Rutabaga to start getting going like now. I need that to grow. It actually may become a problem for us. I may have to buy some stuff off a crop. Now, I do want to see if there is any... We can look around here if there's any wildlife that we can hunt. Currently in this area, I see some berry bushes out here. Not sure if we can go pick those or not. Don't let me know in the comments if I need a specific thing for that. If I look over here at resources, do I need anything specific to get that? I don't know. But I'm trying to see if there's any wildlife so we can go hunting. Because if you hunt, you can bring back the meat. And that's obviously one way we can grow our food here in this game. So I don't see that right now. Alright, I'm just going to keep going. I am a little bit concerned that I just used all of our Rutabaga for the moonshine we will be selling. It's a little worrisome on me, on my end right here. We also have the markets and the warehouse set up. That will need an instructor. We'll go ahead and give that to Eric. People are out there working, doing their thing. Insufficient workers for what? Okay, the hall needs more people. We just don't have a ton of capacity right now. That's kind of the issue we have. The brewery, we'll have that going. We'll make sure we have one person working the brewery. Altar's fine right now, doing its thing. So we're okay. But I do worry about people going hungry. I don't need people going hungry. 3 migrants have arrived. So now we have 14 people. So that's going to be fine. We're going to have enough for everybody to live comfortably. It's just, again, we have 96. Okay, we got the Rutabaga going now. Great. Great. So now, we look at production. We're still good at this. I'm actually going to cut this number down to 50. I'm just not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with that much. So we're going to cut that down. Financially, our inhabitants are wealthy. So we're going to have moonshine go up. We're going to have beer go up as well. Rutabaga, we're going to have go up. Flour, we're going to have go up a little bit. And I'm just going to try to make sure these people are spending this money. They have 22 right now. Y'all need to... Come on now. Get that going. Also, Eric, I need you to start getting that going. And where's my library? I need that to get constructed as soon as possible the next day. because we need research. We need things like that. We got a trader in town now. We have Charles talk with the trader. And we have, yes. So do we have the book we want? No, we don't. That is not what I want to see, people. I need the means to make what we want. But we don't have it right now. He doesn't have the stuff. I could also directly purchase peasants from him. Mace Son, okay. Flavorful ale. I wonder what that cooking meat. Interesting. Peasant's house. Scaffold. Herbalist. That, you know what? We may look into the herbalist. That may be something to look at. We'll look into that, but we need the library first before we can start actually learning. So the traders are there doing his thing, talking. We have 1, I'm trying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure everybody's accounted for. We have people working in all the areas where they should. Again, right now, 19 gold now is the average for our inhabitants. We've sold 11 flour. We just got to make sure we're making some money over time. Right now, we're negative 107 on the day, it looks like. But as people get off work, they're going to go to the market. They're going to go to the tavern, and they're going to spend their money. As you can see, that's changing now. We're now at negative 87. And that's going to continue to go up as people get off the jobs. And they go over here to enjoy a moonshine or a beer and so forth. So we can see here what's being sold here, like what's doing well. Sold today 9 beers, 1 moonshine. Right here, this sold. Okay, so I'm trying to make the beer as expensive as possible because I really don't want the peasants buying the good stuff. I want to keep that for the lords. So again, we're gonna bump that up $11 now, maybe 12, just for the time being, and so they'll buy the moonshine, because right now moonshine we don't have any. So if we don't have any, they're going to buy the beer. So that it is what it is. So we didn't make any money that day. We're negative 61. It's not great. We still have some insufficient workers at the warehouse. We need 3. We only have 1. And we needed 3 at the hall. We only have 2. But again, we have 14 workers. So we have 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I should have enough workers to fulfill our needs. It's just some of them maybe we're building or doing something else. Trying to think. But day 2 is completed. About to complete. What's this person doing? What are you out and about? Okay, go to sleep. Do whatever you need to do. Okay, Eric's going down a little bit, so he's got a craving for excitement. Gambling addiction, that's the reason why. Trusa is mild hunger. Agnostic. Okay, that's so interesting. And she's got mild loneliness, so she's needing some food. She probably wants some good food. And not the rutabaga we're unfortunately been feeding our individuals. So if we want to see that, we can fulfill that. A protection of a loving family. Interesting. So for harmony in the world of Norland, Grace Mother Sophia, that's of course like the religious figure in this game, the loving family. This means the neighboring provinces will not engage in blackmail, warfare, and intrigue against you while you have protection in place. Okay. You need to build the library. I understand that. We have that as a priority on this day. But I want to look at the world. So you can see here we have like army recruitments up here. Over here in each area, it kind of tells you how they feel about you. This person is a macaw, so people that are Varn will be able to interact with easily because they are of the same belief, if you will. So like Moon Lake is an area we could easily, I think, trade with. They have moonshine and logs. I could go over here and I can improve our relations. Hunting with flesh wolf hunting. I could do politics, trade, lords. I could try to like talk to specific lords. I could do dark deeds like robbery, kidnapping, assassination, all that kind of stuff. But we're gonna, I think, send Charles to hunt over here, make some relations and see how that goes, and maybe we'll get some meat out of that potentially. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that's not a bad decision we're going to make. So Charles is going off his merry way. Eric, I'm going to make sure this is a priority. If he's not able to do that, I need Eric to do it for him. Same thing with the brewery. Eric's going to have to go do all these things for him since his brother is out on the hunting expedition. These people are getting their piety up. So Trusa's finally good. Her mood's fine. It's fine. Not an issue at all. Had a hearty meal. Bones predict loss. Interesting. So I guess she's looking into that. Her sex is going down. Okay. Let's keep an eye on all those things. The village is doing fine. This has a worker. This still needs more workers. I'm going to go priority on that too. I need all these to have workers. And I know I'm putting the priority up on everything, but hopefully that will fulfill these needs. Trusa strolling, says right now. He's going for inspection. Charles is out hunting. So you can see he's out here going to Varn to hunt. It's very exciting for him. Hopefully, he will not get, you know, horribly injured or something of that nature while he's on that expedition. We don't need that to happen. Now, we do have knowledge. So we may look into this herbalist. I may actually, let's just go ahead and do the field and beer. Let's go learn it. Let's go Trusa on that. And I'll let her do that because Eric's busy doing all the other deeds of the land while Charles is out on the hunting expedition. I don't need him to be, you know, in a spot where he can't do this work. So Trusa's going to be studying, doing the hop field and beer for us. Financially right now, alcohol for sale. We don't have enough for everybody with what we currently, you know, affording wise. Like if I were to take that price down, it may be able to do that, but I'm going to jump that down to 10, that down to 5, rutabaga down to 5. Pay them still $6. They currently have $10 is their wealth right now, average wealth. So as long as they're able to afford the rutabaga and occasionally a moonshine, that's good. They 5 and 5, that's perfect right now at their average wealth. That won't be an issue. So we're okay with that. Right now we're not losing money as we're working. Eric isn't doing anything right now. So you know what, Eric? You are going to do some studying while people are doing this. You're going to learn how herbalist works. Just try not to expand too fast, too quick. We still need more workers here. These people are, I guess, waiting for work. Is that what's happening? Yeah, they're waiting for work. They have nothing they can do right now. So I guess we could... Let's see if there's anything new we want to build. Right now, I don't see anything we really need necessarily, right? We don't have a mill yet. We haven't unlocked that through knowledge. We don't have a mine yet. We need that through knowledge. The herbalist we don't have yet. We're working on that right now. So we're in a spot right now where they're just kind of doing their thing. What's happening here? Okay, they're studying. Charles, how are you doing? I want to know that. I want to know how his hunting is going here. It says in Moon Lake. But I don't know how... Oh, he completed his task of hunting. So is he getting to bring home some meal with him? Some food? He did take an injury. A minor bruise. Okay, that's not too bad. We can deal with that. But he completed his hunting task. So that's good for relations. But I don't know if he's going to get to keep the bounty on that. That's a little bit of a cause for concern because, again, we want to start making better meals because eventually the rutabaga is going to grow sour on everybody here. And we're going to need to diversify our, what we're bringing in, right? So we need to start looking at that at some point here with trade, probably at some point the trader will come back this day. We need him to maybe spend a little bit of money. I don't want to spend too much money. Spend a little bit of money and get what we need for some more food. So the workday is taking place. I need you to work. I always need people to work. As the work day is over, 3 new migrants have moved in. We now have 17. And we still have enough for everybody to be living in these areas. That's fine. We also have a new lord coming in that we can hire. Vela. She is good with trade and management. Has some good weaponry and 5 rings on her. She is a Caden. Don't know if that's going to be good or bad for us. She is not. She doesn't like us, so probably not good. Let's look at the trader here, though. Is Charles back from his trip? Should be. But Charles just got back. So Charles just got back from his hunting expedition. Does he have meat on him? From the... No. Now he does have... Wow. So him and that lord over there did not completely get along. So that may be a bit problematic. So here we go. Trade. Still don't have what we need from him. That's not great. But we can buy from him. Beer, wood. Do you have meat? He does have meat. I'll buy all the meat he has. We'll see if that's gonna work for us. Rye is good for beer. Hops are good for beer and ale. Okay. Flavorful ale. We'll leave it at what we have here, like these herbs and stuff. So we're gonna leave it what we have. I may sell you some of our rutabaga, so we're down to 100. All right, so I spent 57 gold on that. That's not too bad. It gives us 6 meat. The meat financially is going to cost 10, and I don't think our people are going to be able to afford that very much. So that's probably going to be for like Eric, Trusa, and Charles only, which again is fine. We're completely fine with that. The Holy Caravan's here. We're not going to hire Vela, whatever your name is. I can't read right now. Would eventually love to get a temple here. We are, again, that will be something we will have to look at here. We can't do it because we don't have the knowledge of it yet. Now, we do have a book for it. Could learn it. I may give that to Charles. Matter of fact, Charles, you're going to learn about that when you can. When you're not doing other things, you're going to learn how to do that, bud. Okay, because we need people learning. We need to grow this area, do the best we can for our people here of Gobotch Land, or Gobotchville. So when they're not out here doing their work, they're going to be in here studying. Uh-oh. What's this? So we got an economic report. We lost $4. Not too bad. It needs to be better. We need to start making money. Request for assistance, though. So what's going on here? This is at Wind Peak. They want assistance. Interesting. So they want our assistance in a battle. The threat of plunder. I'm going to stay out of that. I just don't want to get caught up in action right now. So we're going to ignore that and just, kind of turn our head. I'm not comfortable with getting involved in a war at this point. We're just trying to get going ourselves, right? So the night has come. Our villagers, all 17 of them, are going to go to their sleep. Our people here are eating. Okay, he's having a nice little hearty meal, getting a drink as well. Trusa, how far away are you from... So she doesn't have mobility. She is bedridden right now. On the floor. The crap is happening there. 18 hours she will give birth. Charles is asleep in his bed. Eric's heading to his quarters as well right now. So the night has gone on. And ladies and gents, I think this is a perfect spot to stop for the day. Again, this is Norland. It's a great fun game. It does have a lot of moving parts to it, as you can see. But I'm, picking it up as we go slowly through this. But again, I want your feedback. I want your interaction in the comments to help us grow the best kingdom we can here. Economically speaking, I would love some feedback and tips on that. How can we make the most money possible? Please share some feedback, ideas, tips, suggestions with me, and we will see you back here as soon as possible for the next episode of Norland. If you want to see it as soon as possible, smash that like button to let me know you're liking the series, you want me to continue it on, and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out. Stay safe, God bless to each of you, and we'll see you back in the next one.